crappy romantic comedies. Yeah, yeah, it's a cliché. I can't help it. I love them. All those movies have that scene, you know? The girl is at her wit's end. She's been crying her eyes out, her makeup is running, she looks like a zombie. She's done. Which is when Ryan Gosling knocks on her door to coax her out.
Miss.
Ah, shit. That sounds nothing like Ryan Gosling. See, this is the problem with my life in a nutshell. It's not romantic, and it's certainly not a comedy. All right, where am I? What happened? I felt woozy, and then, oof, really, and I guess that I fainted? And that's putting it mildly. I'll be alright, though. Aha, as if I could be sure of anything. Still, I should probably update my guardian angel. Actually, now... Yes, I'm sure. I'm good. I just had a little bit of a moment. A big moment. But it's over now. Sorry, I ducked out. I'm already feeling much, much better. I can hardly tell her the truth, can I? Most people don't actually want you to be honest with them. I'll be out in just a second. Those weren't here before. Do you think they have any idea where they are?
I'm sure that your mom...
Mom. Funny, she's always been married to me. As I understand it, it's a weakened artery wall?
Correct. And that artery ruptured, which caused a hemorrhage. It is a serious situation. We need to prepare for whatever happens next, very quickly indeed.
I've watched enough Grey's Anatomy to know that this is not good. Serious? What can I do?
Anything related to medical care will be my team's responsibility. But you are...
I'm sorry, her what now?
Do you not remember? This is the reason we called you. We have your name and your number, which means that you signed the release.
I have no idea what she's talking about.
And since she's not able to express her will, it falls to you to speak on her behalf. But I presume you discussed that when you went through the process. So you must know that there are a number of options to consider.
I don't believe it! She put my name on the form without asking me. She must have forged my signature. It's hardly a surprise. She's always done that kind of stuff. But I'm not making any important decisions. I've had my share of this kind of responsibility, and it didn't turn out well. However, my dear mother doesn't seem to understand. Of course, Jan will have her say, and if we disagree, all hell will break loose. Pitting us against one another at a time like this, that's exactly what my mother would do. I feel trapped, like a fish in a barrel. Oh, come to think of it, I would love that. A 30-second, fear me, sharks, for I am the terror of the oceans. That reminds me of the nickname I got during swim class in middle school. Sea hag. Haters, all of them.
I'm sorry, Miss Fortin?
Demange. I went back to my maiden name.
I'm sorry, that wasn't in your file. Listen, I understand that this is all very sudden, but we don't have a lot of time. We need to focus.
We do indeed. I'm sorry, it's just...
It's okay. I understand. It's not an easy situation. Our major concern right now is the hemorrhage is spreading. There's the risk of a cerebral vasospasm. That is a complication which could severely affect her brain.
Is she going to die?
We're doing our best to make sure that doesn't happen. But there could be long-term consequences. This sort of event severely impacts the body, and mental functions may also be impaired.
I'm not ready for this.
I need to know if you...
What do you mean?
To be completely frank, if we're able to pull your mouth...
Small?
Smaller than that. In all probability, she will, and some people would prefer not to keep living under such circumstances. That rather their medical care were geared more around letting go as gracefully as possible. What I need to know is, what would your mother want?
I don't know how to answer that. Last time she told me she wanted to be in MoMA.
Excuse me?
MoMA? The museum in New York.
Ms. Demange, Wait.
Ah, there it is. Works every time. Once people figure out who Marie is, snap! They feel like they know her somehow. Yeah, the Marie Demange. And I'm her assistant, I guess. I handle the business, the management, the press, so that she can be fully dedicated to her art, you see? Anyway, the other day, can you imagine? The billboards, the crowds, the press, the whole shebang. And I'm like, I run into the workshop. Did you hear from MoMA? Someone had told her they were considering her Self-Portrait 8, a canvas from her latest series. A whole exhibit in Paris, on the other hand, she did. So, that's my mother. Most of the time.
I know what I'm asking isn't easy. I can give you a little time to think.
Like that would change. Yeah. I suppose I need to think about it. I'm sorry, I gotta go. I know what she'd say. That I'm running away again. What did she expect? That I just show up and what? Decide whether she lives or she dies? Supposed to make it to the end of the day, let alone... I remember, Diane and I found an injured bird in the backyard. It was tiny. I think it was around the time Marie had set up her new studio in the sunroom. Now that I think of it, that was also my first experience with death. In fact, I also had a really weird dream that night. Something about that day always seemed off. I never figured out why. And why am I thinking about this now? Do you recognize it? This is the mobile that Marie made me before. It's exquisite and delicate. I think I still have it in a box somewhere. I think I saw a big shadow moving down the hallway that night. I imagined a monster bird was visiting us. For a long time, I thought it was just a strange dream. Marie told us she'd take care of the bird, so we went back to playing. I never saw it. I was so relieved. The nest was high up in the tree, but the wind blew it down. The bird must have been badly... Yeah, Diane was so proud of packing her own suitcase. Her father, I was a bit jealous. Now, I know for certain that someone was in the backyard that night. And since Diane was at her father's, it must have been Marie. What was she doing out there? Maybe... Back then, Marie wasn't very well known. She had just started a series on bird, postmod. Maybe Marie, that's what she was doing, and it might sound... Marie was always quite passionate about birds. So I suggested we keep this one as a pet once it got better. I could already imagine it. A beautiful cage. She got so mad. At the time, I didn't understand why she... Marie is really an astonishing person, you know? She couldn't stand seeing the bird. She knew it would... I remember she said she thought it would be better off. She could have just abandoned it, let things run their... It sounds cruel, but she's all...
What I need to know is...
I'm not ducking out. After all, isn't this what Marie wanted? My legs are shaking. Maybe I'm having another turn. I think I need a sugary...
Understood.
Do you need anything?
Well, I need more coffee. But if I drink another one...
I just can't speak on my mom's behalf. One thing's for sure. She's all or nothing.
I understand.
It's not that, not at all. If we were talking about you adapt, people do it all the time. They have to. I would say that. She wouldn't. I'm not sure that answers your question.
She certainly comes across...
You don't say.
I've seen her on TV a couple of times. My father loves her. She's an extraordinary artist. In her, it must be quite something to be the daughter of someone so talented.
I've heard this one before. That's a polite way to say, it can't be easy to have... You get used to it. Doctor, do we know why? We were just having dinner.
There could be a lot of factors.
I did?
Even past... All right, let's speak again in about 2...
sounds good.
Yes, of course. Let me find out.
I know what I have to do. What I should do. It wasn't that long ago that I could write these kind of... I step into the room, there'll be two. Then I start bawling my eyes out. I collapse on my mom's bed. Or maybe close up on my face. That's exactly how it will happen. Or what should happen. There's just one problem. I really must. She probably needs me. I don't know why, but I can't open that door. It's always stressful to share an elevator with a...
Hey, Jun.
I could have to share it with my sister.